Mike said,
If you'll come a little bit closer so the radio can get your question.
yeah, he was talking about broadening our tax base and keep our taxes low. And I thought the zero growth people won when the nuclear facility came online, doubled the value of the county. The following year, the 5 years tax-free that they had, they depreciated and the county actually lost. And then the following year, they raised taxes. I thought the zero growth won on that count. And how many businesses could he bring in to double the value of the county if one didn't do it that double the value of the county? How would that keep broadening our tax base and keep our taxes low was the slogan.
Hold on one second. Mr. White, did you understand that question?
Restate the question there, Bob.
Okay, you're talking about broadening tax bases to keep our taxes low and increase it. Well, when the nuclear station came online on tax line, after their 5 years of tax-free, they doubled the value of the county. The following year, their depreciation, which were any businesses still allowed, depreciated the county. The county's growth didn't even make up with doubling. And the following year after that, our taxes went up. Not even counting reappraisals and things. If you can double the value of the county with one industry, how many small businesses could you bring in to increase our taxes enough to even notice?
Mr. White.
I'm not sure, you stated facts of the nuclear power plant, and I haven't researched that, and I've learned a long time ago that I don't answer a question but with a fact that I don't have. So, but I will talk about just simple macroeconomics. When you're talking about taxes in a county, there's different types of revenue. There's revenue from tax-paying citizens, just like you and I, when we get our tax bill, and if you go down, it's itemized by the different line items in the county budget that your taxes go to. Businesses also get taxes. The more people, individuals living in residential housing that come into the county, that increases the tax base as well as companies. Companies, when they come into our facility, or when they come into our county, that's obviously an increase in the tax base. So, I mean, in a given year with fringe benefits, anytime you're dealing with government costs, whether it's school government, municipal government, or county government, your biggest costs are people costs. You've got increased fringe benefits every year, or just about every year. If you pay somebody a raise, you've got additional costs. So the only way to generate more revenue is to raise taxes on existing businesses and citizens, or to have more citizens and businesses coming in. So I don't understand or don't know the facts that you're stating. I'll be glad to research those and look into them. But when if a business comes into our county and they pay $50,000 more taxes next year than are on the rolls this year, that's an increase in the tax base.
Well, I might have to concede that because I read that in the Herald, but it definitely did say that the nuclear power station doubled the value of the county tax-wise after 5 years free. So you can imagine if they didn't have that 5 years free,
Well, it could have been a thing, well, from what I've seen, if you look at the millage increases and the way we've grown county government, it could have been because government was growing out of pace, and no matter how much you had tax bases increasing during that time, if your expenses are going up at the same time, sometimes you can't grow it enough. I mean, that's what's happening in Washington right now. We can't grow a tax base in our country fast enough to keep up with the spending that's going on.
well, that was the other thing that the industry, that the people that come in for the job depleted. That's why we had I forget what you call the one-time tax on new homes. One-time tax on new homes in Fort Mill.
Right.
They started doing that because they said that's the people that come in to do it. We want industry that doesn't have any people. It's a good example for the zero growth people.
Right. Well, and you mentioned impact fees. That's what we call it in Fort Mill. The legislature opened up impact fees, I think it was in the mid-90s, and the Fort Mill School District, which I was not a part of at that time, but they took a bold step and they said, we're going to impose an impact fee, and anybody that moves in to our community, they will pay $2,500 on an impact fee, not on an existing home, but on either a new home or a new apartment dwelling. Of course, $2,500, that doesn't do a whole lot as far as, it could be probably 4 times that much, and it wouldn't really pay for the impact of a new child for what you have to do to educate them in a community. But we were the only ones that did that at that time, and shortly after we did that, the legislature closed that loophole. The fear was there's a big lobby from the Realtor Association in that if you passed an impact fee, it was going to deter growth and we couldn't sell houses and we weren't going to have any residential growth. Well, you know, up until the economy changed, we were growing at about 8 to 10%, some years 12 and 13%, so I don't think the impact fee did anything to slow growth down.
And Kerwood Chapel has the opportunity if he would like to respond.
That nuclear plant came up yonder and it increased the tax base for county and particularly that area, school district, but it depreciated. You got that on your car, you got that on your house, you got that on house furniture. It depreciated in the 5 years, and when the 5 years was up, it was almost down to very low tax base. And it's probably down less now than it was due to depreciation. And the question was what I think it was. They stopped paying the great amount of tax because it depreciated every year for 5 years and probably kept on going. Thank you very much.